Miami is what we're looking at here. Um, Dave, would you mind adjusting the camera real quick?
Yeah, got it.
I've got the cat on my lap. So we're going to try and come in, focus on basketball. Hope this is a chance for you guys to try and get back to a little bit of normality, but we'll talk whatever y'all want to talk about during the break. So 5-0 Boston lead here already after 2 possessions. Jaylen Brown is playing. Jason Tatum is out for Boston. And for Miami, Kendrick Nunn is out. Jaylen Brown stepping back in the corner, and it's 8-0 Boston before you can even blink an eye. That's 8 points on 3 possessions, and Miami is going to take a timeout here.
What are you looking for in this game? I mean, for me, what are the dynamics of the season? We did a breakdown of The Athletic about this, Seth, Sam and I, about Miami's defense is still benefiting a lot from opponent three-point shooting luck, but what's different is they're around league average now. This isn't a top 5, top 10 defense that is propped up
around league average in overall points per possession.
Yes,
but they're still benefiting.
But they're still benefiting from that. So I want to see Boston. Boston could end up turning that more fully, like they have so far. And then, how does Boston's defense? How does that limit Miami's offense? Can they slow it down? And I also want to watch Bam in this one. I think that'll be really interesting.
Yeah. This is our first chance, I think, to do a full one of these with Miami. And yeah, it's interesting because some of the guys they're playing, Nunn is a rookie. Duncan Robinson is basically a rookie. Hero is a rookie. And those guys aren't terrible defenders by any means. Myers Leonard, never been known for his defense. He starts for this team. Kelly Olynyk, not an amazing defender. So you've got Adebayo and Butler, and Josh Richardson isn't on this team anymore. Justice Winslow hasn't been able to get on the court much this year. So yeah, it is a concern of how good this defense is going to be. But their offense has also been a very, very pleasant surprise so far this year.
Absolutely. Yeah, and they're the hot shooting. They've had kind of the shooting success on both ends. That one is actually sustainable. Duncan Robinson in particular has had that big run. So yeah, we'll keep an eye on that.
Can we tweet out the YouTube link? Have we not done that yet?
It just got done within the last 30 seconds.
Great.
So I will retweet it as well for those who would benefit from that.
Yeah, we are ready to rock with that. And, whatever y'all need to talk about, whatever you want to talk about, we're here. I mean, I know some people, for me, it's easy for me to, not easy, but it feels better for me to get back to basketball, kind of just lose myself in what's going on here, to do the work that I love doing. But whatever y'all want to talk about, we're down to do it. Danny and I, we obviously said our piece about Kobe on Sunday night's pod. So those are kind of our main thoughts. But if anyone else wants to talk about him or his legacy or some of their favorite memories or whatever it is, we'd love to hear that from y'all.
Just some quick score updates because this game starting at 5 means that there's a lot that's already been going on. Sixers up 5 on the Warriors at halftime. Knicks up 3 on Charlotte. They were actually up a lot when I was watching that briefly earlier. Pels up 9 on the Cavs early second. Raptors up 10 on the Hawks, and then the other game just started.
Yeah, Raul Neto had 19 points in the first half against the Warriors. I would be interested to see why exactly that happened.
Oh, we're back, just so you know.
Yeah. Yeah, so let's see if Miami can scratch here. They screen for Jimmy Butler. He's guarded by Gordon Hayward. They've got Jaylen Brown guarding Bam. Here's Butler to the mid-ranger. That's off. And Myers Leonard pleased with himself as he draws a loose ball foul going for the offensive rebound. Yeah, he shoved aside both Hayward and Marcus Smart there. They're showing Jason Tatum. He's got that groin issue. That's why he wasn't able to play. Tice trying to pressure on Leonard. This is going to be an important aspect here. Miami loves to run stuff off the elbows as Hero with the difficult mid-ranger. Miami loves to run stuff off the elbows. How is Boston going to deal with that? Are they going to pressure the passer? If so, then maybe some back doors might be open for those wing guys. They're going to try and blow up those DHOs, go under. Interesting to see. Here's a blow by Walker. Help has to come. Tice on the drive. Oh, the tip dunk. And Daniel Tice, to me, these last couple of months, you remember he had knee surgery, season-ending knee surgery after his first year with the Celtics. Last year, I felt he didn't have the same explosiveness as his rookie year. We're starting to see more plays like that tip dunk now in these last couple of months from him. Adebayo going to the lefty hook shot, and it drops in. But that's one that Boston is going to be okay giving up, I'd say.
Yeah, and I'd say that's true of both of Miami's makes. And so the quality of looks early on is something that I always look for, and that's a heavy edge for Boston early.
Tice looking for Hayward. He gets two screens wide open. Nice little action there where a screen for Hayward from a guard caught Butler napping, and then another screen off the DHO. He's wide open for a three, in Boston shooting the lights out at the moment. Here's Butler on the attack. Bam going back to... Oh, rejected by Tice. Another one of those athletic plays. I've disrupted the cat by my excitement, and Kemba Walker can't hit the mid-range jumper.
Yeah, and it's great to see Tice with that. And I mean, we've been talking about Boston's need for a center for so long that we'll have to reevaluate if they end up having somebody who looks more viable.
Good close down by Tice on Leonard. He'll take the difficult three, not there, over Kemba Walker.
Getting the foot balance right on a pull-up like that is so tough.
Hayward, as they go under on him, now Tice, stunt over by Butler. Might have disrupted his rhythm a little bit on that miss, but Boston maintaining a 9-point lead. Adebayo can't do as much of that dribble game with Jaylen Brown, a wing defender on him. Here's Butler going at Tice, and this time he's going to draw the foul on the German big man.
Yeah, and it something that I noticed when Bam was posting up Jaylen Brown earlier is that while there are a lot of different elements to functional height like wingspan and vertical leap, he's not that much taller than Jaylen Brown because he's around 6'9" last time I saw it, and there's nothing wrong with that, and Bam doesn't really use the post-up game often, but it's a reminder. And so far, another one that I look for early, this is the first free throws by either team, but then also 4 3-point attempts by Boston, 2 by Miami, and both of the ones by Miami were reasonably tough.
Yeah, Boston's defense has been excellent so far. Tice up top, hands off to Braun. No, fakes it. They try to run a similar action to what they ran for that Hayward three. This time it's Smart, and he did not have his feet set that time. Lot going to come on Jimmy Butler here. He's really their only off-the-dribble creator with this group, with Kendrick Nunn not available tonight. Adebayo posting up on Hayward. Jab step right through him. Up. No, rebound is going to stay right here, though. I thought Hayward might have gotten him on the elbow, but no call was made.
And that's a part of what makes Bam intriguing there. He has a size advantage on Gordon Hayward, but opts for the triple threat. And I think he's more dynamic in that setting than back to the basket.
Here's another shot from the corner from Hero, and he makes a living to some degree on those shots, and it's really a question of whether they go in. I know that's a very reductive thing to say. Oh, what a steal by Butler here, and he's going to dunk this one easily for Miami as they've gotten back into contact down 3. Hero, to me, it's just he makes a living on some very difficult shots.
Yeah, and the question that has been coming up is, can he take less difficult shots? And I mean, a portion of those are just a part of his role within the offense, but some of them can be excised.
Yeah, but if you can make those type of shots, then that's totally different. They screen away for Robinson. Help has to come from Smart. Now they're in rotation. What a pass along the baseline from Adebayo. Hero went down trying to draw the foul. Now it's 5-on-4 for Boston. And that was a great job by Bam getting a hand on that. Would have been an open corner 3 for Hayward. Now he's going to go at Robinson. Help comes from Leonard. Hayward, excellent deceleration to put that in.
Yeah, great job using pace. Gets the defender off balanced.
And those types of plays, we see that from Luka too. Hayward and Luka both have that shot in the arsenal where they drive into the lane and can slow down, and that really throws off the time of the shot blockers. As Hayward with another layup in transition. Great defensive play by Jaylen Brown to stop Hero.
And also get the defender to commit and then make the pass. That's the right way to do it, Jaylen. Beautifully done by Jaylen.
Yeah, it's what my high school coaches always used to say is, unless you have a pass for a guy for a layup, just keep dribbling until they stop you.
And these 2 turnovers could end up being important for Miami. It looked like they were getting into rhythm, but easier looks for the Celtics.
Hayward has the size advantage on Robinson, fades on him. That's short, but Robinson got him on the wrist. And Robinson, certainly has been one of the best shooters in the NBA this year. And this is one of those good mismatch games, it seems like, so far for Boston. We've done a bunch of their games recently, and it seems like they either don't have as much size at the 4 and get caught in a mismatch, but then they have so much more size at the 2, whoever you want to call the 2, that guy can have an advantage. And Hayward, we see him go at Robinson these last couple of possessions. Leonard gets a break. I wonder if we'll see Dion Waiters tonight, Danny.
I suspect that we will. I mean, I think we'll try to get chances to show him off before the trade deadline if they can. His stock can't really go lower.
Butler gets the screen from Adebayo. They'll just switch this. Switch back. This time he rolls. Great job by Jaylen Brown being ready for that. Butler on the drive. Too strong, but Adebayo with the tip in. That was good defense, but Butler was able to get to the rim, and then Adebayo a little too big for Brown on the glass. James Johnson has come on now. Adebayo pressuring up. He's going to get called for the foul. I think he wrapped around the back of Tice on that one.
Yeah, and that wrap on the back affects Tice's ability to jump, which makes it easier for Bam to get the steal.
Oh, he actually was grabbing his jersey, so great call there. Pretty clear one. That, of course, on post-up type plays is a point of education in the last couple of years here. Here's Smart getting into the lane. Wanamaker has come on, replacing Walker. Jaylen Brown down the lane, finds Grant Williams, and he lays it in. Grant almost got that blocked. His lack of explosion in that role is something that's a limiting factor for him. Here's Brown bothering Dragic. Oh, what a pass by Dragic! But did that actually hit the rim? Did that knock it out of Bam's hands?
I know. I think that knocked it out of Bam's hands. Yeah, I think he caught the pass, but then as he caught it, it hit the rim.
Yeah, maybe he was trying to shoot, but that was just a beautiful pass from Dragic. Oh, and then they get that little slip of the screen, and that's going to be a foul on Jaylen Brown. Gordon Hayward saying, what are we doing? Are we switching? Are we not? Like, why are you giving that up? A little bit of a miscommunication between Brown and Hayward on that one. Here's Adebayo with the first free throw.
And the free throw margin in this game could definitely be interesting. I mean, Boston. Have you looked? I'm trying to remember if their stats are as prominent as they were in the Kyrie Irving years about not getting to the line, but they can produce an effective offense, especially when Kemba's on the floor, even without it.
Here's Brown, left wing. Wow, they just left him open. He drains the three. Couple steps behind the line. Jaylen Brown, just these incremental improvements in his shooting and ball handling have really added up this year. Here's Dragic going at Williams. Williams trying for the straight up, and he gets it that time. Dragic saying he got hit, and I thought Williams' arms were forward on that play, but the referee doesn't really have the angle to see that. Both those guys were
behind Dragic.
In line, yeah. Here's Brown. He'll take it over Adebayo, feeling it. And Boston can't miss from downtown. 12-point advantage once more.
Yeah, and those 2 threes by Jaylen Brown. I mean, again, Miami seemed like they were cutting it, and then now it's back up to double digits. Wow.
Yeah, and so we're starting to see now with Jaylen Brown, this is going to be a very interesting matchup where Grant Williams is guarding James Johnson. They put Jaylen Brown on Adebayo so that they can switch these pick and roll and handoff actions with Adebayo. And so what Miami is starting to do now is attack without setting the screen, do the things that you need to do to abuse that switch. What they did there is Hayward didn't force him to use the screen. Butler wrong foots him and attacks. as Braun is coming up to cover Adebayo. So the never even uses the screen. That's just one way that you can attack a switching defense. And remember, we saw that way back in that 2018 series between the Warriors and the Rockets with both teams switching, and they really had to refine things. Now that you can't hold the guy rolling to the rim, it's a little harder for those switching defenses. And that's something I've been thinking about a little bit, Danny, is just nobody switches anymore, like as their base defense, really.
Yeah, Ben Taylor and I talked about that a little bit on today's Real Jam Radio, though it was more in a riff than a real theme that we went through.
Yeah, I mean, they'll switch, 1 through 4 maybe, as Hayward is going to get into the lane again off that DHO. He just beats Hero, and James Johnson, I think, just got him on the arm.
And so of Boston shots from the field so far, 8 have been 3-pointers and only 7 have been 2s. And they've scored more points from 3. I mean, they have 15 points on their 3-pointers and 10 on their 2s. Yeah, whereas Miami, 3 and then 11 2-pointers so far. And a bunch of foul shots.
Yeah, Hayward is on 10 points, Brown with 9. So 19 of their 26 belong to that wing combination. Hayward's second free throw is good. So call it 11 points for him now. Here's Butler, face up against Wanamaker. Size advantage on him. Good help comes from Williams. And with Williams guarding Derek Jones Jr. in the corner, I think they're going to try and make Derek Jones Jr. hit shots. Williams is a very capable help defender. That's probably what he does best, is that intelligent Jared Dudley type of help. They're forced to inbound it way back at midcourt. Butler, directed by Smart. Conventional pick-and-roll defense, and Smart just takes it from him. 4-on-2, Smart, and he throws it behind Jaylen Brown. They didn't really have the separation between those 4 guys. Smart actually might have been wise to slow up a little bit there and try to create more of a passing angle. Maybe the alley-oop to Brown could have been more effective as well.
And so now I'll see if Dragic can create something here, because when they've relied on Butler, especially that play with Smart on him, it's been tougher sledding.
There is that 3. Oh, Butler was there for the tip dunk, but it went over his head. Brown pushing, goes between 2 guys and lays it in there. Hero, really, you can see the lack of length and strength to deal with someone like Jaylen Brown in that kind of a situation.
Well, there was also maybe a little bit of a lack of feel, too, because he didn't know where to be.
Oh,
Is
man.
that a spin?
I thought Derek Jones was just about to destroy Grant Williams, but the help from Wanamaker forced him into a weird spin, and it's going to be a foul.
Yeah, and their Tyler Hero just doesn't provide much resistance. Just goes through him so cleanly that you wouldn't even make a foul call there. So Jones, does he have one more year before he's a free agent?
No, he is
unrestricted.
Will be an unrestricted free agent.
Yeah, we have a couple of those interesting. Christian Wood is another one of those, guys that have kind of danced around the league for a while, but they're going to be unrestricted instead of restricted. And I mean, Miami, depending on what their priorities are in terms of 2021 and everything else, I don't think the bidding's going to get too crazy, but it's a challenge.
Yeah, and Jones might want to go somewhere. A lot depends on what happens with Justice Winslow, I would think, too. Miami won't have that hard cap restriction this summer. There's a screen away from Williams for Brown. Brown engages and goes into the lane, but misses short. Maybe one more dribble there for a shorter shot. Here's Robinson. Late close from Grant Williams isn't good enough. And that semi-transition situation, James Johnson doing a really nice job of causing some confusion, and they're going to get a timeout here.
And that was the first made 3 for Miami in this game.
All right, before we take a couple of questions, let's remind you about our sponsor, Bookies.com. We'll hit some questions here right now. We'll tell you more about them in a little bit. Let's see what we got here as far as questions, comments. Ooh, fake trade time. Love for Hardaway Jr. and Powell. That's not going to happen because Dallas wants 2021 cap space.
And I think they would give it up for a player who is good enough, but Love is not that guy.
Yeah, I mean, they would. I mean, obviously, it would have to be a player that I think that really put them into championship contention. I don't think Love really did. Like, they already have the one of the best offenses in NBA history, and Love might juice that a little bit, but
And he also doesn't fit their age curve too. He's older
yeah.
and could deteriorate. From Josh Craig, was Gordon Hayward a good defender in his prime Utah years? From what I recall, he was more of a capable, functional piece within their system, and so I think he was good enough. But I don't think he was like off the top of my head. I don't think he was a huge value add, but he helped.
Yeah, I would second that. Would you trade Marcus Smart before his shooting has a chance to fall off? I mean, last year he took a big step forward too. He was right, 36% last year. What is he this year? Like high 30s?
And I mean, even though Boston has a fair amount of they have more starting caliber wings than almost everybody, it's so hard to find another Marcus Smart. And I think even the Brad Stevens.
He's actually down to 34% this year now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But I had trouble. I mean, this was something that I thought about in the mock off season with some of my. I didn't have the Celtics. Feldman did, but I thought about like for kind of some of Marcus Smart, and I'm like, can I build a deal that the Celtics would accept? And I didn't think I really could. Some of that was the teams I had, but some of that was also just he's valuable for them.
Can you share any feedback you received from the NBA Twitch show? If you guys missed it, we did this show on the NBA's official Twitch channel, and yeah, we got great feedback. We're doing it again on Thursday of next week.
Yeah, so that'll be on trade deadline day. After the trade deadline, we'll be doing this. So it'll be tiring, but it'll be really fun. I'm really excited. We had a great experience the first time around. So happy they invited us back.
What teams would you like to see pursue Derek Jones Jr.? I think he would be unbelievable on the Mavs. As you use him the way they used Al-Farouq Aminu or even Dwight Powell as the roll man in pick and roll, and then he could defend some wings on the other end, have Porzingis be the center. I think he would be an amazing fit with the Mavs.
And they could run some exciting and fun defensive stuff too, just like with some of the some more versatile forward sized guys. I think that could be really fun to see. I'm totally on board with that.
All right, we're back here. And there he is, Danny. Dion Waiters, as we get a backcourt violation. It's not exactly what you want there. If you're Brad Stevens. I think they actually were trying to ISO Jaylen Brown on a worse defender, but then they brought in Dion Waiters. Here's Jones. Oh, can't get the finish. He doesn't have much of a right hand. It's one of the issues that he has with his finishing, one of the few. Here's Walker, who's back in. His three is off. You see that amazing athleticism from Jones. Dragic switched on to Walker, has the size advantage, shoves off with the forearm, does it again, turns, scores. And that's when Boston is going to this group with Grant Williams at the 5. He's stuck on Duncan Robinson on that possession, and he just can't come over. And he doesn't have the athleticism to really sky to affect that shot late. Ojale has come in, and we're going to get a foul on Derek Jones Jr. Down low.
Grant Williams tried to post him up and just got all the way to the basket. Derek Jones grabbed him.
Yeah, just grabbed him around the waist, trying to get around. He's like, "Is this guy? He's still going? He's still posting me up. I guess I better follow him." Walker gets the screen from Wanamaker. They are not switching this now. Good job by Robinson getting back on Ojale. He drives and lays it in. So very, very small lineups for both teams. You've got James Johnson at center for Miami. And is Olynyk out? Or are they just playing James Johnson over him?
I'm not 100% sure.
I haven't heard anything about an injury to him.
I didn't see anything.
But I will admit to not being quite as locked in on that stuff as that's the foul I hate, by the way.
Yeah, because it's the unnatural shooting motion foul.
Right. I mean, and the way that is called correctly as by the referees. Because if you are jumping forward, basically as long as the guy moves forward into you, it's a foul on you. It's only if you kick your leg out or you jump sideways that it's going to be a foul on the offensive player. And even then, they don't call that too often. So basically, once you get the guy in the air, you've got free license to jump forward and slam into him. But it's annoying because the guy could be jumping under control on a pump fake where he wasn't going to hit the guy if he actually shot it, but then he does this ridiculous shooting motion to draw the foul. Couple of free throws from Dragic. So you've got Derek Jones on Kemba Walker, and they are not switching this now. They want Jones to be the guy guarding Walker. He did a good job getting through the screens there. Not a ton of shooting out there right now with Wanamaker, Ojale, Grant Williams, who takes that three off the pick and pop. Not there. Remember, he started it at 0 for 26, I think, this year from three. He has not shot it well from downtown. Here's Waiters. Drives in the lane, shoves off on Ojale, tried to lay it up, did not get it, wanted a foul, didn't deserve one. Here's Wanamaker. Good job by the Heat getting back. They should go to Walker here. That's what they're going to do. Pick and roll with Williams. He slips it. They want to just ISO him against Duncan Robinson. Good job by Robinson there. I know he made that, but I think that's a pretty decent job. Force him to his left hand, into help. You give up the step back 2-pointer, you can deal with that. Heat not really trying for the 2-for-1. Now Waiters goes for it. Finds Jones. They're not going to get it. Good job by Ojale closing down Waiters. Steps back into the corner with 7 on the clock and drains.
But with the 2-second differential, Boston can just hold this and take functionally the last shot of the quarter.
Yep. Let's see what they're going to run again here. Looks like they might be setting up. Yeah, tough to see here. Williams sets the screen for Walker. Gets open. Yes. Kemba Walker, and that time with 5 seconds left. They got time here with Johnson. He'll pull up from 35. Ooh.
That was a better look than I think Brad Stevens would have wanted to concede in that point. But we end the first quarter. Boston 36, Miami 28. Leading scorers so far, it's a tie. Gordon Hayward and Jaylen Brown, each of them has 11 points. For the Heat, Bam and Jimmy Butler each have 6.
Yeah, 6 of 11 3-point shooting stands out the most. If you're new to the program, we've got your advanced stats on the bottom here, live updating, courtesy of RT Hoops. Our friend Min Huang does that site. And Boston 76% true shooting. Their free throws actually hurt their true shooting in this one because they're on fire from the field.
Yeah, I mean, Boston so far, 7 of 7 in the restricted area, 1 of 4, but only 4 2-pointers outside the restricted area, and then 6 of 11 on threes.
So we'll tell you about our friends at bookies.com. Danny, why are they good?
For me, it's great to have a place that is about information. And so you can think of that information as you think you know what you want to do, but you want to find the best line. So let's say you like a certain team. Well, they have a live updating page if you go to bookies.com/NBA that you can get for betting spreads, for money lines, totals, and parlays. Or they have great information for those who are trying to figure out what they want to do. And that includes them incorporating information by us, which is great because we're not very good at giving gambling advice, but they can somehow incorporate our analysis into doing that.
Yeah, at bookies.com, you can click through, get the best sign-up deals for live NBA, live and legal, I should say, NBA betting in your state or whatever other sport you want to do as well. Knowledge is money. At bookies.com, you can learn and earn. So we got some questions here. Who would be on the all-time tough shot makers team along with Kobe? I mean, clearly Michael Jordan has got to be on there. I think Jamal Crawford.
Yeah, that's part of the reason he's so respected in the league.
Yeah. Yeah, ability to create a lot.
It was a different era, but from what I recall hearing about Jerry West, that was something that he...
Yeah, that would actually be a pretty good one. Um, World Be Free. Who I mean, now there's a slight difference between tough shot takers and tough shot makers, perhaps. Yeah, Dirk is a great one. Uh, yeah, I mean, yes. Well, Steph, it's interesting. Like, he is taking really difficult shots, but he's so short that like you're not. It's not like, oh man, the hand is like right in his face because it would just get blocked. Stuff. Now, Klay Thompson would
because
have
of
to
the
be
zero
in there.
release.
Yeah, Reggie Miller, KD, yeah, that's a good one. Kyrie would have to be in there. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of these guys for sure. Kareem, yeah. I mean, those hook shots are pretty damn tough, right? Since no one else in NBA history has ever been able to make those the way he did. All right, we're back here. Dion Waiters getting ball handling duties here for the Heat with Dragic off the ball. Waiters on the drive at Wanamaker and scoops it in.
And he did a better job moving Wanamaker than Semi Ojeleye when he tried that, and Ojeleye didn't move at all.
Yeah. And Waiters, he was a big part of their drive and kick game in that 16-17 season. That was the 11-30 into the 30-11 season. Nice drive by Wanamaker, but bumped off of it by Dragic. Grant Williams loading to Dragic nicely. Now crosses up on Ojeleye, tries to draw the foul, could not, and they're going to say
they called a block.
A blocking foul on Marcus Smart. And I like that. That was a very late attempt at the float and crash. Yeah, he's way late there, and I love that call.
And it's about when the player takes off, not about if you're still when the contact takes place. So, yeah, and it's good to call that correctly because then it leads to fewer guys trying to draw charges. Something you and I have a feeling on.
Well, I mean, and that's also, it's just, the play's over.
Yeah.
Like, taking the charge 5 seconds after he's released the ball. I mean, he might be there, and Dragic, but like, yeah, you're just undercutting the guy at that point. Like, it's not a legitimate attempt to actually stop the shot.
And it's worth noting Miami now has this, I think it's a 12-4 free throw advantage. I think these have largely been correct calls. It's just a disparity.
First look at the Miami zone. Wanamaker, again, not looking to shoot that. This is a deep three from Smart, rattles out. One thing to watch closely here in this Miami zone is look at the corners. Watch the guys in the corners, their activity, how they'll come up from the corners when there's nobody there, and to take guys on the wing. And can Boston get some corner threes out of that as a result? Missed layup from Dragic. Wanamaker with a weird ball handling move that drew a call for a carry from Miami. Walker, deep three on the wing, rims out. So Boston's three-point shooting starting to cool here. Adebayo loves to dribble it up and get into that DHO game. Here's Waiters, deep three over Smart. Yes, Dion Waiters, 8 points. And wow, that's kind of a good contract, isn't it? That $12 million.
Yeah, I think somebody should definitely try to take that. That's what I'm telling right now.
Yeah, so here they are again. You see Waiters, he comes all the way up out of the corner because they don't have anyone in the corner for him to guard. Here's Ojeleye trying to get into Adebayo, and that's really bad defense by Adebayo. Ojeleye curls it in, but Semi Ojeleye is not going to explode up over you. You just stay big and tall there and make him shoot it over you instead of going for that pump fake.
Yeah, and I was actually watching a couple days ago. I was watching Akeem highlights, and there was a play I was watching with my roommate, and I'm like, see, that's exactly what guys need to do. Akeem, he put his hand up, but he didn't jump until the other guy committed, and that Bam would have been able to contest that by Ojeleye if he.
I mean, Akeem also was just such a quick, explosive.
Oh, crazy!
Too,
Yeah, and you can't expect everybody to have his timing either, but it's it's the lesson.
Dragic, they send Robinson off a screen. Now they go into this three-man triangle action they love to run where these guys just kind of play off each other. Boston defends it perfectly. They're going to switch this. Hayward was trying to stop the roll of Adebayo, did a good job. Waiters going at Smart, and not nearly as easy a prey as some of his other victims early on. Smart, Hayward along the baseline, and blows the layup. Adebayo, sticky hands for that rebound. Now it's Dragic pushing. Good job by Walker getting back to take away the alley-oop from Jones. Dragic missed Adebayo briefly on that roll. Duncan Robinson underneath Adebayo, and he'll lay that in easily with the low man. Kemba Walker just didn't have the size.
And that was a great read by Duncan Robinson. He got Marcus Smart out, and they freaked out and ran somebody else to him, and then he found the opening.
Well, that was insane from Ojale. Like, to start sprinting at him from like
across the court.
He wasn't going to stop his 3-pointer from that far away. You just left a guy wide open under the rim. Smart, quick release on the give and go. Rebound Waiters. He's looking to push it one-on-one against Williams. Into the lane. Tries to kick it out to Dragic. It's deflected. Waiters feeling it again. This is not an advantage matchup against Smart, though, and that's a bad shot. Waiters giveth and taketh away, Danny.
And the story of a hot player taking shots of outside of the ones that got them there. Though, I mean, some of his makes were bad shots, too.
I mean, was he still hot after Smart just completely stripped him on that
It was
drive?
a turnover, not a missed shot. But, yeah.
Yeah, so, I mean, pretty remarkable the gravity that Duncan Robinson has at this point. I mean, he's a really, really good offensive player.
And the value for Miami of basically finding him and pulling him. And you have to do that. Basically, any team, if you can get value in the second round, if you get value from the G League, it's just it helps building the team so much. And then having contracts like Dion Waiters and James Johnson, it isn't as tough if you can get contributions from Kendrick Nunn and Duncan Robinson.
Walker has some more free throws. Tice has returned now. Jimmy Butler is back for the Heat. So it's Dragic and Robinson, I believe. Yeah. And then Butler and Jones and Adebayo up front. Here's a drive by Dragic. Oh, he found Jones, and Jones did finish nicely with the right hand that time. Dragic drew 3 defenders. Here's Hayward. Butler with the deflection. Throw ahead on the pass went awry, but recovered by Dragic. Tried to find Jones, and he just ran into 3 guys. Now we'll get the oop, though. Oh, and he blows it. Oh, man. That's like our 3rd time we thought we were going to just get some major dunk by Jones, and he hasn't been able to convert it.
The crazy one was the second one, where Jones basically pre-jumped for the alley-oop before the pass was even thrown, and Dragic just couldn't get it there in time.
Yeah, sometimes guys will do that when they think the guy should have thrown it, and they just decide to jump to be like, hey, you probably should have thrown this one. Interesting out of bounds set here. I don't think I've seen this before with 3 guys all over on the weak side. Here's Dragic just playing 2-man game with Adebayo. Jones recovers and lays it in. And Celtics starting to get hurt on the glass.
Yeah, we've talked about Boston's defensive rebounding a fair amount in the last few games we've done of them, and that's only the second for Miami, but they might be coming.
Back to the zone for Miami. Yeah, and I think these corners are open for Boston, but they're not really putting a guy there. Here's Tice in that short corner. That's what they always tell you in high school against the zone. You want to get it to that short corner, but that was high school 20 years ago. That mid-ranger along the baseline isn't really a great shot at this point in time. Robinson stopped by Hayward. Here's the drive from Smart into 2 guys. Tries to throw it up and draw the foul. Did not. And Adebayo stepped on the end line as he recovered the rebound.
So Miami's they've gotten hotter from 3. I think they missed their first 4, and then since then they've been 3 out of 5.
Boston not doing great against this Miami zone so far.
Not creating good looks.
Yeah, here's the drive. And now what a play by Adebayo. Jaylen Brown thought he had the oop to Tice, and Adebayo suckered him into it. Now he's going to go at Tice, crossing over. No advantage gain there. Good defense by Boston. Dragic wants the screen, crosses over. Now he finds Adebayo. That's going to be a charge.
Yeah, Marcus Smart was there earlier on that one.
Well, and also, he wasn't 1 inch from the ground coming down. He's still, that one, he actually makes contact before he releases the ball. And Adebayo taps his chest. probably could have looked for one more pass there instead, but he was
Well,
getting ready to
and,
load up for the monster jam.
and that's also an important one because that's Bam's third foul.
Ooh. Yeah, so Boston has missed all 3 of their 3-point attempts this quarter.
Oh, somebody mentioned Kyrie is a tough shot.
Oh yeah, I
that's
think
a
I
good
mentioned
call.
him right at the end there. Arya Kashtan says, would you consider for Patreon posting a few items of interest you'll be watching for every national TV game beforehand? Maybe what we do is we should just do it at the end of like whatever dunked on it is the day before. Maybe it'll like drum up some interest in this show by talking about some of the stuff that we're
We could figure
looking
out. We could
forward
figure out
to.
a way to do it.
Yeah, that might be the way
It's a
to
good
do
idea.
it. I may be totally retired from writing at this point. I thought Tice played for the Rockets. No spoilers. Do the Celtics need an upgrade at backup point guard? I mean, no. It might be nice because Wanamaker just his 3-point shooting is not. And we've seen him pass up a couple of shots tonight, but he's pretty tough defensively. You're not going to find someone who's a better shooter than him, who also is going to play the type of defense that he does. So I don't know that there's an upgrade out there.
I think it would help if possible, but also remember that the non-Kemba minutes in the playoffs will be smaller because players log significantly more minutes. They will be more important, but they will be fewer.
If Waiters can control his off-the-court issues, could he not be worth something to a playoff team? He can still catch fire.
It's just that he makes so much money. And it's not just an expiring contract. It's this year next. So there is a conceivable way that Dion Waiters helps a team, but are you willing to pay $15 million this year and then $15 million or thereabouts next year for that possibility? And I don't think any team will. Unless you have...
Is it that much? It's not that much. It's like 12, isn't it? Or does it go up to 15?
Let me look.
It started at like 12.
I think it started at 12 and went up.
I got it.
It's the race of the XLs.
No, I got it. It's,
okay.
He's 12.1 this year, 12.7 next year.
Well played.
So that's actually not that bad. And because and I think actually it's gonna be lower than that because that includes his incentives, which he's not gonna get this year.
But I don't know if he didn't get them last year either. So.
Yeah, but in terms of just what you're gonna have to actually pay, and then
fair.
And then his cap number will be lower for next year as well. The problem, like, if there was just a Timofey Mozgov type of contract making 11 million going into next year, then yeah, you might say sure, a team could use him.
Yeah, and also there are a lot of teams that are kind of in this. I wrote a piece about The Athletic about between the cap and the tax, but a lot of those aren't great teams, and so that's not as valuable.
Here's Braun. Nice tip out by Tice. Braun has missed a couple of those short range jumpers. Here's Hayward attacking Robinson, and that's the third time now that Hayward has had a successful challenge of Robinson. Dragic, they're switching this pick and roll action with Butler. No advantage gained there. Now they go to Robinson. This is Chris Silva. We're getting our first look at him, and look at that. Marcus Smart just blowing up that DHO. Butler has to create late in the clock, pulls up, and he's stopped by Tice. Shot clock violation.
And a great job by Tyson Smart realizing there was no pass for Jimmy Butler to make, so just lock in on him, and there's nothing else they can do.
That is the genius of Marcus Smart right there. Blowing up the DHO, getting on the floor, staying with the play, helping to force a shot clock violation. Here's Brown on another drive that was unsuccessful. And with Adebayo on 3 fouls, we may see more of Silva, more of Myers-Leonard. This is a chance for Boston maybe to start cracking that Heat zone a little bit more.
And that inspires me to go check to make sure I didn't miss anything with a Kelly Olynyk injury, because this would be a time to use him too if he were available.
Yeah, he must be injured. Here's Hayward. Not there. Rebound Tice, and he's done well on the offensive glass. We're going to get a jump ball, between Tice and Silva.
So Roto-World doesn't even have him listed
Huh.
on the. I don't know.
Let's see. Oh, hi, Six. You want to come up here? Come here. Come on. Aw. Tice wins the tip. That leaves Smart for a 3, and Smart hasn't had the touch from long range tonight. Butler gets the transition screen from Silva. Now he slips it to the rim, tries to get Ojale in the air. Great job staying down, but the recovery by Dragic of the Hayward tip of the rebound. Now Dragic goes at Brown. Nice wraparound pass to Silva, but he couldn't control. Now he's posting up, and they're gonna get a foul.
They got a wrap on
Brown.
They got a wrap on Jalen. He was losing his balance and grabbed Silva.
Yeah, non-shooting affair though. I think it was Wayne Larrivee when he used to call Bulls games would refer to it as a fouls as a non-shooting affair. James Johnson is back in. He'll play some center, or actually no, it'll be Silva at center, Johnson at the 4. Hero is back. He replaces Robinson. Dragic will take the 3 over Grant Williams in transit. Goran Dragic, since coming back from that knee injury last year, he's looked pretty good on those spot up 3s.
Well, and another reminder that it takes time when you're coming back from knee issues. He looked limited a lot of last year, but then now more in rhythm.
Once again, it's the zone. Hayward gets Johnson in the air, finds Tice, tried to dunk it on Silva, and Silva will pick up the personal.
And I think Boston's getting a little bit better. That was a nice pump fake by Gordon Hayward to draw the attention, and then you get into the teeth and can create something for somebody else. I think that's to me getting into the zone is a better way to attack it than just trying to shoot those long distance threes with guys who aren't particularly adept at that.
And you want to get penetration first, and then you can kick out for those 3s. They might be a little more in rhythm. Yeah, no Olynyk because of the Celtics' small lineups, according to Anthony Chiang.
Interesting.
Thanks for that note in the comments. Here's Dragic. They miscommunicate again. That's a couple of times that we've seen that between Hayward and Brown. Johnson's 3 is off.
And Hero made a quick pass there. I like that from him, even if it didn't produce a bucket.
Now it's Walker who's returned. He tries to get into the teeth of the defense and lays it in. And I don't know who got him there. Was that Silva again? Or was it Hero from behind?
We got to look at it here. I think it was Silva. Yeah. And Kemba Walker is really, really good. We talked about this a little bit the last Celtics game we did, about how when he gets an advantage, he's really good about maximizing it. And I think that was another example of it there. Gets all the way to the basket. And Tice, great job basically backing Silva out of the play.
Yeah, we've seen that in these Celtics games we've been doing where after these pick and rolls, the center rolls right into the guy who's guarding him to prevent the help. Here's Butler, runs over Walker, and will go the other way. Kemba Walker stepping up on that little fake DHO and draws the foul. I mean, it's tough for me to say it should be an offensive foul when you're also reaching in at the same time and moving forward.
Yeah, I think that's fair. And what was once a large free throw disparity, not they're getting any off that, was now it's 12-10 in favor of the Heat. So that's a lot muted.
Heat in the zone again. They get Jaylen Brown, who steps into the path of Walker. Now Brown finds Williams in the corner again. I think they're as Williams goes to the crazy sweeping lefty hook.
It was a pass, Nate. It was a pass.
And Tice tips it in. They'll review that to see whether it was in time. It appeared to be, but I think Boston, this zone offense is not getting guys into the corners. And so the Heat can really concentrate their strength up top at the point of attack. You need to force those corner guys to get further down, and then you can get into the lane more easily.
Yeah, and I think Boston has enough guys capable of moving the ball to keep the defense in churn. They just haven't really done it so far.
So 3:34 left. Miami weathering the loss of Adebayo these first couple of minutes here. Walker deep. Yeah, again, they don't have anyone in that corner. And here's a drive by Walker. The lefty finish is off. Butler looking to drive. Hero. Yeah, you knew that was going up. Rebound Butler, though. Now it's Silva going to attack Tice in the lane. Oh, the tip from Hero. He swooped in. Who missed that box out?
And Tyler Hero, 0 for 3 on threes and 3 for 4 on twos. And the one he missed was that tough pull-up that we saw.
So I want to invite you guys if you're interested. Maybe we'll do that during halftime. I was gonna say I wanted to invite people to share their favorite.
Yeah,
Kobe
let's
memories,
save that.
but
Let's save that for
halftime. But let's not save bookies.com for halftime, Danny. They got the man, Mark Stratman, who gives you his expert picks. Been around the NBA since 2012, working for NBC Sports Chicago, and also does these expert picks, over-unders, against the spread, money line. I'm gonna see what he has today. If you want to tell us a little bit more about bookies.com right now.
Absolutely, and it's especially great if you are 21 or over in states like Pennsylvania, New Jersey, where online sports betting is legal, because you can get the connections to the places where it is legal where you are through bookies.com/NBA and get the best online sign-up deals. Whatever sort of wager you want to make, you should be able to find it there and get great expert analysis to hopefully make your picks better.
Mark's got Miami -1.5. So he's losing that right now, but I think they
considering how the game started.
Yeah.
Anything else for today?
I don't. Let me see. Hold on. That's his top pick. Hold on.
Hopefully pick the Hornets. They're up 7 on the Knicks. I'm not gonna use it yet because there's still time for this to go awry for the Hornets. I'm gun shy after that Bulls game that I turned off because they were up by 5 with 10 seconds to go and lost. But yeah, whatever you're looking for, bookies.com. And also you should definitely follow them at Bookies on Twitter, because they wrap up some of their analysis, including our own, and put it there, so that's an easy way to get the insight that you're looking for. But you can also do it on their website.
Dude, so apparently this is crazy to me. The Bucks have lower NBA title odds than the Clippers and Lakers. Bucks are +320, Clippers and Lakers are +300.
Okay.
Yeah, well, see, this is the information that you get from bookies.
Absolutely,
bookies.com.
and and the Bucks have a clearer path to get there. Philly,
they're like better, at least in the
regular season. Yeah. And Kawhi Leonard is not currently in the Eastern Conference, at least as the last time I checked.
I would definitely favor the Bucks over the Lakers. I don't know about the Clippers.
Yeah, I if I were putting it together, I would have the Clippers odds the best, but to have the Bucks third, that could be pretty juicy. And I wonder if there's anything, like how that line will change over the course of the next few months, because it's hard to imagine the Bucks winning more than they have. Do you think Clint Capella is a first-round pick better than Tice with the way Tice is playing this year? I think this is probably a reference to the mock deadline.
Well, it's the shittiest possible first-round pick. So let's keep that in mind. All right, we're back here with the zone. Smart, Hayward, back to Smart. And again, like these passes back and forth don't help because they don't have anyone in the corners. Or they only have it on one side, and so then that guy, Hero, you can see how he flashes up to take away from the wing, and then he retreats afterwards as the guy gets there. Here's Hero. Tough shot over Marcus Smart. That is not a good shot. Heat in man-to-man this time after the miss. A lot of times you'll see teams varied up based on whether they made it or missed. Walker, Butler, good help off of Williams. Williams does not have the gravity in the corner. Here's a nice drive by Walker. Finds Tice in that short corner, and Tice with the floater.
Yeah, create an advantage, get somebody to move a little bit, and then use it. That's a great job by Kemba.
James Johnson guarded by Grant Williams. They're screening for Butler underneath. Smart, not an advantage matchup there. They wanted to get Hero open. Smart switches on to him. Late in the clock, nothing has materialized yet, but Duncan Robinson will materialize something. Silva, and you see that his energy, he hasn't gotten anything positive yet, but he's going after every loose ball with crazy energy.
And if you can do that while still getting back quickly enough on defense, it can be a real net positive for teams. And I think teams aren't attacking the glass enough overall right now. There are exceptions.
Heat go back to the zone. Williams, he's intercepted by Silva. James Johnson pushing. Butler going right at Smart. Easy layup.
And Marcus Smart throws some reckless or a little bit lazy passes where he thinks it's there but doesn't know it's there.
Yeah, we didn't have a great angle to see how that developed. Heat back in the zone again. Williams moving into the short corner. So it looks like this Boston zone offense, they're trying to get someone at the foul line, and then they've got guys in either short corner, and they're alternating who is in the corner and who moves into the short corner. I don't think it's really worked that well, to be honest. Here's the drive from Hero. Williams, again, he had his arms forward that time, got away with the contact. Now Smart trying to post up on Duncan Robinson. Smart lefty layup is off, but that was a good look. I mean, Duncan Robinson has like 3 inches on Marcus Smart, and he posted him up anyway. Here's the drive by Butler, and a blocking foul called on Grant Williams. Couldn't quite stay in front. Are we going to do a Zion game before the All-Star break? I think we have a Bucks Pels game. Is that next week?
Yes, that's a week from today.
Yeah.
Yeah, next week is going to be a busy one for us, but it'll be really fun.
We got Philly, Milwaukee on Thursday.
That's the NBA Twitch game, and then Bucks Pels is the Tuesday game. That's our NBA cast.
Butler has the size advantage on Walker. Help presumably is going to come. Looks like it's Williams and Tice, and Butler. Offensive foul.
Was it his right elbow?
He went up with the left elbow through the head of Walker, I guess.
And he'd have been called for a bunch of offensive fouls in this quarter in particular.
Yeah, and that's one where I think Butler. Did he get him?
I don't think he got him. I think maybe.
Oh yeah, no, he got him with the left elbow.
Okay,
right in the chin, and that's a tough one for me. As Boston will get the last shot of the half now, because Butler, he's going up to his normal shot. Like, you can commit a foul with your face, but also Butler is he's doing the feel the contact and throw something up thing. Here's Brown into the lane, gets that short jumper to go 6 seconds. We'll see if Miami can get something here a little earlier than maybe they wanted to go. Johnson, his 3 over Hayward. Ooh, in and out. And Silva could not control the rebound, and it's a 5-point Boston advantage. A real rock fight there for Boston in the second quarter. Both teams, actually, it was a 20-17 quarter, and Boston 6 of 11 on threes in the first quarter, 0 for 6 in the second quarter. And again, they're not getting as many as you would expect against that Heat zone, because they're trying to take them all above the break, and that's not where the opening is. The Heat zone is designed to take away threes above the break.
And you might remember we said that at the end of the first quarter, Boston had a tie in leading scorer. Hayward and Brown each had 11. Now they each only have 13, so 4 points combined from those two players in the second quarter.
All right, well, I'm going to take a short break here, but if you guys want to share a few of your favorite Kobe memories or questions or something like that, we'd love to hear what you guys have to say there. Probably going to remind us of a bunch of things that we hadn't thought about, I would imagine. But if you want, maybe you can bring them up to date on some stats. We haven't looked at a shot chart yet, I don't think.
What actually happened at the end of Timberwolves versus Sac? I actually still need to watch it. I saw bits of it. I know that De'Aaron Fox had maybe the greatest deliberately missed free throw in NBA history, because he did it all himself. And there probably was a violation on that, but they didn't call it, so it worked out well for Sacramento. But I do want to watch. I'm gonna watch the final 2-4 minutes, whatever it is, for my own purposes. But I didn't have the chance to do that today because I was recording with Ben Taylor for a lot of it. Are you working for any betting house as bookers? I don't even know what that is, so no, it is not my profession. But I just don't know. LAT mods from Chris Pereira. LAT mods seems like they're just geared around the fact that they're the most popular teams with public. There is certainly something to that. I mean, I know there's an element of trying to put the lines. If you think a team is going to be overbet, well, then you might as well, as the booker, or as the, I guess that's the term, somebody else used it, as the house, the gambling house, you might as well adjust the odds accordingly. Maybe that's an explanation for it. Maybe the Bucks just generate less action. I don't know. What do I use to relaunch games? League Pass. Yeah, usually I can also use Synergy depending on the game and the situation. But yeah, League Pass. As long as I don't need a quick turnaround, that's usually where I go. Yeah, that's a good question though. Chris's favorite Kobe memory was when Shaq went down in 03 and Kobe had that string of 40-point games. Yeah, that was pretty remarkable. It was also that the Indiana game in the finals. I rewatched highlights of that. The Indiana game when Shaq fell out and Kobe did the "I got this" and then led them to an overtime victory. And I think that pushed the finals to 3-1. That was another one of those, Kobe minus Shaq in the Shaq Kobe years. Who do you think is the best player in the NBA at guarding Stephen Curry? It's changed over the years. It's frustrating to me. I've long thought that Drew Holiday did a really good job, but during the Durant years, Alvin Gentry used Drew defending KD, and he was also their best Durant defender, but I thought that he made a larger marginal benefit on Curry, and Curry had some big games in those series. Asking who the best defender on Steph is.
Oh, yeah. Avery Bradley used to do a really nice job.
Yeah, it's true.
All right, before we get into a few more of these comments here, bookies.com letting us know that the Celtics, who were at 1.5 point underdogs, now lead by 5, and so the current line has Boston by 2.5 and negative 154 on the money line. The Heat are plus 126, and the new over-under for the game is 212.5, which is down from 219. That second quarter was lower.
Yeah, they had a 101 in the first half, so I could imagine. So they think it'll be higher scoring. That's interesting, but I would imagine that it would be, especially if there is garbage time one direction or the other.
Yeah. Well, these are two pretty good offenses, so you wouldn't necessarily expect that.
Yeah, and you could see halftime and opening up, allowing Brad Stevens and the coaching staff to figure out a little bit more against that zone, because that was a part of what stagnated that second quarter. But you can go to bookies.com/NBA for the latest live odds, expert picks, and sign-up deals, especially if you liked one of the things we just talked about. And if you're 21 and over, Pennsylvania, New Jersey, elsewhere where online sports betting is legal, you can wager on this one right now.
Yeah, I don't think I remember. Oh, no, I do remember this game.
The one the Prolific is talking about?
I actually referenced that on the pod a little bit ago because it was the last 30-point comeback before that Raptors one against, who was that they came? Oh, against Dallas. So that was also against, that's right. It was also
against Dallas
when Luka was out. So yeah, that was like, I think they might have been down 29 at the start of the fourth, and that was Dallas. Had been unbelievable that year to start the year. They were making the next leap. I think they started like 14-0, and the Lakers were coming off the three-peat, and then it was like, oh no, actually, the Lakers are like still the kings here. As it turned out, Dallas advanced further in the playoffs than the Lakers did that year, but it seemed like one of those like no effing way kind of games. Yeah, no, I remember. Thanks for reminding me of that one. I forgot the role that Kobe played in that one. Would the Nuggets have any use for Marcus Morris? Would they swap Beasley and Plumlee? I think they would have a use for Marcus Morris.
But they also
But
have a use for Mason Plumlee.
well, and they also like. So is Will Barton not going to start now? Are you going to move Will Barton to the 2 and Harris going to come off the bench? You start Morris at the 3.
And most coaches don't do the tactical situation by situation starting lineup stuff. I mean, Stevens has done it, but that would be a real challenge for Mike Malone, especially in season. It is definitely something I support, but I'm and then that thus makes it an interesting idea. But I also remember like going back to, I don't know if is the Morris thing in the part of the mock that's already been out, or should I not say?
No, it's coming out tonight.
Okay, so I will not say what happens there, but I will say that the return is stronger than the return that the Knicks would get in this trade. Apparently, Chris Middleton has 28 points in 16 minutes against the vaunted Washington Wizards defense. I'm sure Bradley Beal is thrilled.
It's their culture. That's the problem.
Yeah, the Bucks have 88 points at halftime.
Holy crap. Well, that's how many the Hornets have right now with 122 left in the game. And that's no Giannis.
Yeah, no Giannis.
I mean,
Middle-
I have to say Milwaukee, they do a pretty good job of like picking when they're just going to like rest Giannis.
Yeah. Middleton, 28 points, 9 of 10 from the field, 6 of 6 from 3 in 16 minutes. Eric Bledsoe, 22 points in 14 minutes, 7 of 10, 2 of 3 from 3. Good.
All right. I'm gonna look this up right now. Give me a guess. What do you think their offensive rating is?
180.
157. Very fast paced game. Milwaukee and the Wizards are two like the faster pace.
That's true.
So, Toronto handling Atlanta as expected so far. New Orleans killing Cleveland. They have a 141 offensive rating themselves. Philly is taking control against Golden State. They're going to win that one they're up 13 with 318.
The Bucks are only up 4 now. Good lord.
The Bucks are only up.
Or sorry, the Hornets. Sorry, the game that matters to me.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that's been a rock fight.
Yeah. But Marcus Morris missed a 3, so Hornets over, baby, should be okay.
We should cancel the Bucks Pels game and do the Ja Zion game. When is that one? Our voices do not match our faces at all.
Okay.
What do we use to rewatch games? We have Synergy access, so that's what we use, I think. Or I'll just record it on my TV. That's probably more often, actually. I'll just do that. Favorite Kobe memory is juggling the 73-9 game while watching the 60-point retirement game on the TV. That was an incredibly fun night of basketball. In fact, that reminds me, I need to tweet that out again at some point, the pod that we did. I was going to put it on the end of the Kobe Remembrance pod that we did, but I felt like it was kind of like too long and it had some other stuff in it. I wanted to let that stand.
Yeah, because that was the last day of the season.
Yeah.
Or was it second to last?
No, it was the last day. Oh, Gasol hurt his hamstring again, huh? Let's see what we got on that.
Oh, that's a good one from I'm going to do it the French pronunciation, Vincent Grenier. What is the potential first round matchup that you are most excited to see? I mean, there are going to be some good 4.5s and 3.6s this year. I'm looking at potential ones. It definitely could involve the Mavericks, like Mavs Nuggets, Mavs Jazz could be really interesting, especially if they face a team that hasn't really had a lot of playoff success themselves. Because I mean, Luka and Porzingis haven't made it at all. I think that could be really fun. And then in the East, the linchpin there might actually be if Oladipo looks like himself. Because if Oladipo looks like himself, then the Pacers become a much more compelling first round team. So maybe they get into the 4-5 and play Miami, play Boston. That could be interesting.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing Oladipo tomorrow.
Yeah.
I mean, that's kind of been overshadowed, obviously, but
Oh, John Zion is this Friday. That might be logistically difficult. Though I will probably watch.
Yeah, so if you guys, all these guys who are commenting on how we look, if you guys want to like maybe post some photos of yourselves and we can comment on how you guys look, then no, I'm just fucking with you guys. It is kind of funny though. Like anytime you do something like this, it's like people just comment on that. I'm like, all right, well, I have a wife. I'm retired from caring about how I look at this point, other than as it affects her. All right, what else we got here? Let's. Did you check out the shot charts at all while I was gone?
I didn't. I didn't talk about them, but I did pull them up.
Yeah, I want to take a look at that myself.
So
actually,
Boston in this is a pretty interesting thing for me. Boston in the first quarter, one of the only stats I did mention from shot chart, they were 7 of 7 in the restricted area. They were 2 of 7 in that second quarter. Now that was another big swing that happened. And they had only taken 4 mid-range shots. Now they have taken 13, and they are 5 out of 13.
yeah, I mean the thing we got to be watching here is just what are they going to do against the zone? Like they were not getting good shots at all, and they don't have the personnel to take advantage of the Heat on the glass at all with that. So I mean, I think like their zone offense, I just haven't been impressed by it. Like they're just, it's like they're fighting this war out above the 3-point line, and all their guys are there, and all the Heat guys are there, and they're just not able to get past it. Whereas if you put some guys behind the defense, like they're almost playing it like it's there's an offsides rule and this is soccer or something. Like it's crazy. Yeah, Bontemps has that. Marc Gasol, left hamstring tightness. That's the same one that he caused him to miss 12 games. He checked out of the game early in the third quarter and walked straight to the locker room. So that's, I mean, tightness. We're always a little wary of that designation.
Absolutely.
All right, highest ceiling out of Nunn, Hero, and Robinson. Oh man, I mean that's just.
I think it's Hero. I mean, maybe it's because he's so much, but I mean, Duncan Robinson's a damn good shooter.
Yeah, I almost kind of want to say Robinson.
I mean, the idea of being like, if you're an over 40% shooter on his volume,
yeah.
and he's done well enough defensively.
Yeah, I mean, he's not great.
No.
I think and Hero to me, Nunn is probably the best defensively of those guys. I just don't trust him to find a way to be efficient, especially because he never gets to the foul line. And but it depends on what you need. If you need someone to make shots, that's Robinson. Hero, I mean, I guess Hero is the most upside, but I kind of, if you'd tell me, oh man, it's so tough. Like so many people I know are like higher on Hero than I am, so I want to give that some credence. But I'm tempted.
But he might be. One of my theories with that is one of the ways that NBA players overrate other NBA players is guys who take a lot of tough shots. And Hero, I mean, I like what some of the things I remember we did a part of a Miami game, and he does some nice stuff off ball, and has some crafty plays defensively. But I think he's more of a complimentary guy. It's interesting. And Nunn, I mean, to me the idea, and somebody who is doing a great job and with the opportunity that Miami has given him, but to me, it takes a lot to stand out in that sort of role. Like you can get to a high, you can be a nice floor raiser, but to really get into that ceiling stuff is going to take some real work for him.
Did you see the Karl Anthony Towns interview? Is this a recent one? Or is this the one where he says, "Oh, there's all this drama here. Like I want to calm that down."
Memphis up 13 on Denver early in the third quarter. Dylan Brooks, 24 points on 11 of 15 from the field, almost all 2-pointers.
He's been on fire lately.
Absolutely.
No, they're up 19.
Yeah, they just made another shot to go up 19. They're up 71-52. Though it is worth noting, the Nuggets are playing without Jamal Murray. They're playing without Paul Millsap, but still,
Yeah.
I mean they've won some games without those guys. So
Yeah, I mean they really except at the end of games they haven't been relying on Ja that much. Like he's only got 2 points in this game. All right, we're back. Basketball. Myers, Leonard. Let's see if the Heat stay in the zone with Leonard on the floor. They double team Butler. That leaves Robinson way open deep, and I think they're going to get a foul underneath. Defensive 3 seconds? Is that what this is? Yeah, sorry, I couldn't catch that. I was looking at Robinson taking the shot. All right, so we're going to try a new experiment here. I'm actually going to turn up the volume of our TV a little bit so we can, hear more whistles. And let us know if you can hear that and it becomes a distraction. I don't think you're going to. And hopefully we won't get distracted by it either.
and Gordon Hayward trying for the lefty finish. Some guys have that in their bag, but just didn't have enough to get there.
Uh-oh, I'm about to record Rick and Morty. Better fix that. Here's the pick and pop for Leonard. Oh, that was a brick.
I don't even know if that was a brick.
That just about took someone's head off. Here's Hayward going into the mid-range, and he was able to get going early. They did not really go to him. So it has been more of the man-to-man. We've only seen 2 possessions so far. We haven't seen Miami after a make yet, as Boston surging to a 7-point advantage. Butler, they're going to have to help here with Walker in the post. Walker showing his hands. Butler goes into Walker and forces a miss. Nice defense from Kemba Walker without fouling. Smart. Now it's Walker off the screen. Pull up. Not there. We'll have to watch Adebayo's foul trouble, of course. That's another potential concern. Robinson, oh, that is a tough shot. Missed it. But I mean, you see the gravity that he has. That's why I'm so high on him. There's a drive by Smart into 2. He misses it, though. 3 on 4 for Miami, but Walker is the small man, and Butler, nice job recognizing that he could just attack that shoulder of Walker and draw the foul.
Oh, somebody's asking for your thoughts on on De'Aaron Fox's intentionally missed free throw, as that is a passion of yours.
Oh my God. Yeah, I couldn't have been more excited about that. Yeah, if you missed it, they foul down 3, they get fouled down 3, makes the first, misses the second as hard as he can off the front rim, and then goes and gets the rebound and laid it in to tie the game. And that's actually, if you can do it that way, that's the best way, because the assignment is for someone to come in from the 3-point line and box out the shooter. And so if you can just hit it so hard off the front rim right back to you, that guy coming in from the 3-point line can't get there in time to box you out. Butler going at Tice, ground bound him and faded away with the hook shot for Miami. Second bucket of the quarter.
Yeah, beautiful job creating enough space to get the shot off, and Miami making their 2s. They're still 4 of 19 on 3s.
So no zone here, interestingly enough. You would think with Leonard on the floor, you would go more zone, but they like that mobility. Oh, Hayward's pass went between the legs of Tice. Robinson pushing it. Alley-oop to Bam. Pass was awry, but he got shoved.
I thought Robinson had the layup himself.
Yeah, Jaylen Brown was timing him up. And I think he was wise to pass it, actually. We are behind you. How do you fix that? You probably got to pause your TV in some situation. Your other option would be if you have like access to a streaming service. If you have TV, you can probably also stream it. Then you'll probably be behind us, or there'll be a pause button, and then you can go on YouTube and you can pause us and allow yourself to catch up to us. Here's Walker's 3, and I mean they got to go back to the zone. I think like Boston is getting great shots again. Like they're just running pick and roll with
Well,
Walker.
and the analog is do something until they stop you. They weren't getting anything against the zone.
Yeah. Here's Leonard, jab step on Tice. That's not a good shot. Hero overruns it. Walker, oh, what a tap. He tapped it off the leg of Tyler Hero. That was brilliant.
Yeah, and I was worried that the ref wasn't going to be able to see that, but it looked like he did have the angle to get that tap.
And Kemba Walker, that dude is so fast and his acceleration is so quick. Pick and roll again, going at Leonard, going to draw another foul. I mean, they can't stop this right now. They're going at Leonard and pick and roll every time. And if you're Boston, why not milk it until they go back to the zone or they get Adebayo in at center? I mean, this is a matchup that you can attack. And, Myers Leonard usually gets the Keith Bogans. He might have to get something even less playing time than that. Yeah, I don't think this volume thing is really helping at all. I'm just going to turn it off.
I am pleased. It didn't distract me, but I was worried that it would start.
Okay.
Oh, nice
yeah.
veer
Hero,
back.
great job competing to get over the screen. Now he's going to attack Smart, and Smart just shuts him down. Here's Leonard, though. He beat Tice way down floor, and that's just not good enough from Tice. I don't know where he was or what he was doing, but he gave up a highlight dunk.
And good for Hero to keep his head up. Smart took away his own shooting opportunity, but found Leonard on that pass with great timing.
Here's Walker. His 3. Short. Push ahead. Robinson. Nice job by Walker cutting him off. But the Butler cut beats Smart, and he goes into Tice and will draw the foul.
And that was Butler just was running full speed, and Marcus Smart was stopped, and so he just ran straight by him.
All right, Hornets won, Danny. You can say it now.
Hornets over, baby.
Yes.
First time since the first week of January. Yeah, it's been a rough go for Hornets over. I mean, they were 15-23, and now they're 16-30.
And they have to get there, right?
They don't have to, but I hope that they...
if they trade they could make some trades.
Oh, they could get real bad.
Significantly weaken them. Jimmy Butler, 30th pick in 2011 out of Marquette. It's had one of the more meteoric rises. Worthy most improved player. And he's played at an all-star level. Really, now this is his 6th season of that. Tice fakes the cut, then screens away. Here's Jaylen Brown going right at Myers Leonard. And Myers Leonard is getting destroyed defensively here in this third quarter. Hero, they'll switch. Nice lob to Bam. And Tice came over, but it was too late. That was beautiful. He throws it before Adebayo had even gotten the separation, past him open. Beautiful look from Hero.
Yeah, great pass timing and a really nice angle, too, where Tice, even if he'd reacted more quickly, couldn't have really gotten there.
Jaylen Brown off the screen. Man, Jaylen Brown has had the range from that left wing. I mean, that's, yet another shot that he just, on the move, hand in his face, drains it. Post up by Butler. They've been doing these screens and then trying to post up Butler. Hero on the move, but couldn't control. Now he goes at Hayward, looking for the step back. Back to Robinson. That's closed down. Adebayo on the baseline, way short. Now it's Jaylen Brown looking to push it. And he'll wisely back it out. Now he's got the one-on-one against Hero. Pick and roll. Pull up Jay. Oh, yeah. Jaylen Brown. His makes are actually, I find, to be some of the prettiest makes in the league.
And I believe he's up to 8 of 10 from the field, 4 of 4 from 3 so far in this game. 20 points, leading scorer for either team.
What do you make of Butler's poor 3-point shooting this season? Unsurprising. He's just kind of he's not interested in being a spot up 3-point shooter. Maybe it's just psychological where he that was like what he was supposed to do, was just be this 3-point shooter, and he grew beyond that. Everyone's so worried about, oh, 3-and-D guy, is he going to make threes? And he grew beyond that. I think he just doesn't want to take them. It's not something that he wants to do.
Are there any players like Kemba who have languished on bad teams that you would like to see moved to a better team? Let me look through. See, Beal was on better teams early in his career, so I don't feel the same kind of sympathy for him. He's only been on one for a year and a half, but Trae Young, like, I want to see Trae Young with actual NBA talent. I mean, the Kings were decent last year. De'Aaron Fox is another. Like, I wonder how his game is going to work, like, in the playoff, kind of in the playoff setting, and also with better surrounding talent. And then, but the most obvious for me there is Karl Anthony Towns. I mean,
yeah,
especially when you consider just how abysmal the shooting is on this Wolves team. And granted, it wasn't that way for his entire career. I would love to see him with different talent. Oh, somebody said Devin Booker. Yeah, Booker, but I mean, we're seeing that a little bit more this year.
yeah.
And it's been positive. That was something Ben Taylor and I talked about a little bit on the show today.
Well, yeah, I mean, we may be talking about Trae Young like that pretty soon, but it hasn't been long enough quite
Right.
yet.
Yeah, he I think he'll be number 1 on my list in a couple years, but he can't be there yet. It's not fair.
Yeah, it hasn't been long enough. Yeah, I'm trying to think of who else are really good players on bad teams.
Is Glenn Robinson not available? You didn't mention him on the pod. He comes up in a future episode.
Yeah. And I don't think he is, actually, to be honest. I think the indications are that he is that they want to keep him around, keep him in their system, that he would be a pretty good fit with their main guys, and I agree with him.
How far could Giannis get with the Knicks roster?
Well, not very far. He'd get about to the free throw line, and then he'd run into about 4 bodies. So,
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to conceive of an offense that would work.
yeah.
And he would help them a lot defensively, but he would help them a lot to get to be like maybe okay.
I don't know. Him and Mitchell Robinson might be a pretty devastating combination. I mean, if the Knicks wanted to just say, hey, we're going to play Reggie Bullock and Wayne Ellington around Giannis. I mean, so much of Giannis, though, I mean, I think, like, good coaching has been a huge part of it. I think Mike Miller has been okay there, but all right, we're back here. Good job by Walker denying Hero. They go into that triangle horns type of action where they just play off each other. Here's a drive by Adebayo, goes into Smart. Nice finish. He thought he got hit on the arm. That was a nice play because Smart just kind of apparated right next to him, and he still was able to put in that floater.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm going to start using that. All right, here it is. Back to the zone after the make. Myers Leonard is mercifully out of the game. Brown is at the elbow. They're running that same zone offense again. And I still just don't really care for this. Here's Smart into the lane. Spin move, has to fight up a shot with the left hand. Hayward, nice job on the rebound. Walker finds Smart at the last minute in the corner, but Smart can't get the 3.
And on the first possession there, like before the rebound, they got absolutely nothing.
Yeah. Robinson eluding Jaylen Brown, but his shot is off. Hayward, who has been very quiet. I really would like Hayward to do more. Now this time, I don't know if they must have just been confused about whether they were in the zone or not. Yeah, I think that's what it was.
Yeah, I think Bam knew that somebody was supposed to be in that slot and no one was, and so conceded the shot.
They try that pick and roll, 5-2 pick and roll with Bam and Hero. Now Hero gets into the lane, tries to fight it up over Tice, and he's blocked.
Yeah, and those are the exact type of shots that Tyler Hero should excise from the game. There was no path for him to get to the basket there, and it wasn't so late on the shot clock where he had to throw something up, and then it just got knocked out of bounds. Like, you could create something else and get something better for it. And I mean, Hero's young. He'll get better there, but I mean, those ones just drive me crazy. It's Kemba Walker coming out of the game. I think he benefited a lot from Miami not going to the zone early.
Yeah, they hand off to Robinson in the corner. Jaylen Brown goes down on the screen from Adebayo, and that leaves him open for the floater late in the clock.
I did like Tice though jumping for that without getting into foul position.
Nice pass. Oh, that is some great high level of passing by Marcus Smart. And that's what I've been talking about, where you've got those corner guys way up, and if you can get the ball down to the baseline, you're going to have openings. Now, I will say, but it's criticizing them standing in the short corner. That time they got it to him, but that is a very difficult pass. And Duncan Robinson getting them into rotation. Ojale really failed on the X out that time. Jaylen Brown goes out into the corner, and Ojale has to recognize that and get out to, as Smart just loses it on the dribble. Nice hustle by Hayward to recover. Now it's Butler going through three guys. Three from Hero is way off, though, and a nice rebound from Tice. Here's the alley-oop. Hayward for the dunk. And they got behind the zone once more. Yeah, with Adebayo stepping way up to the foul line, this is where the defensive 3 seconds can start to hurt you a little bit. Adebayo going at Tice. No foul call. Hooks over him easily. That's one of the things Adebayo has added to his game this year, is that face-up attack off the dribble. Back to the zone once more. Get it into Ojale. Wide open corner three. Brown. They're starting to find things now, Danny. That's a good shot. Hero along the baseline. Jones with the beautiful cut, and he's fouled.
Yeah, and really all Hero's trying to do there is get somebody to react to him, and that happened enough for Duncan or for Derek Jones to get the cut.
That's actually, as we watch the replay, that's a great catch and finish by Tyson. He catches that at his knees, and he's up and dunking it before the shot blocker gets there.
And it was so weird to have Boston have trouble moving it against the zone basically every single time, and then hit it all in one possession. We'll see, but they have been better even since that at attacking more aggressively. Memphis still up 13 on Denver late in the third quarter now, and Milwaukee mercifully finally breaks the 100-point barrier with 7 minutes to go in the third quarter.
Lawler's Law activated. Missed free throw from Jones. They're going with a different alignment here. First time we've seen this of Williams and Tice together. Williams played exclusively at center in the first half.
I think they did a very short stint, but it was like a minute or two in the first half. Let's see if we have any good questions.
Is Bam the next Al Horford? He's more athletic than Horford. I think he's actually quicker feet just as a one-on-one defender than Horford. The passing is somewhat similar at this point. Transition is better for Bam, but the shooting
is a big transition thing, and also I think Horford has more strength as a post defender, but Bam will develop some of that with time. Yeah. And also, Horford's just a bigger dude. There are those elements, but Bam, it's fair to say is kind of like an archetype as a big who can do more with the ball in his hands and then can be a plus defensively. Yeah, I think that's totally fair. It's a decent enough overall impact thing.
What do you think of this question from Dan Hodgkins?
Let me see if I can find it.
All right, I'll just tell you the name of the movie that I've selected. Would you say that Brown, Hayward, or Bam has been the best player in this game?
I would say Jaylen Brown has been. Hayward was for the first 4 minutes, but then after that, I think Jaylen Brown's been the best.
Brown. Because Brown, he doesn't really dominate the ball that much. He moves quickly. He'll run a pick and roll on the backside. He'll hit some spot ups. He'll get out in transition, but he's not the guy who has the ball all the time. So you kind of don't. Your brain doesn't recognize that he's done something But I mean, he's been awesome. 8 of 11, 20 points so far.
Yeah, and I think he's been solid enough defensively. I haven't said his name too often, but I think he's been.
Yeah, I mean, but he's had one of the big assignments on Butler. Smart has also. Smart, by the way, is 1 of 10 for 3 points, but still +2. And he has 4 turnovers. It's about as bad of an offensive line as you're going to see.
Who is the most impactful player that gets dealt at the deadline? I think it's. I don't. I'm trying to think of who that will be. I think it's going to be a lesser name than many expect. I think this is going to be a quieter deadline. I mean,
Who's the biggest name who got dealt in ours? I mean, it wasn't a very big name.
I would
It's
assume
like,
it-
I mean,
I
I
would
think we're thinking,
I would
Marcus
assume it was-
Morris level.
well,
that
they said
kind
most
of-
impactful, and I would say most impactful
impactful.
was probably Covington. Covington and Capella were among them for ours.
I mean, it depends. Yeah, it's eye of the beholder. Oh, excuse me.
But
A
most
lot of those guys.
impactful, here's my instinct: Marcus Morris,
Yeah, that might be true.
because I think he's going to a really good team, and I think they're going to be choosing him for a reason.
What is the Hornets over under again? 23 was when we got it, at least.
Yeah, it's real low.
I mean, we have to be safe, right?
I'm
What are Cavs? Cavs we had under 24.5, right?
yeah.
What are they projected at right now?
Let me look. So the Raptor base projections for the Cavs are at 23 now. They were at like 26.
Yeah, they've lost
They lost
a number of games in a row. All right, we're back. Heat in the zone. Chris Silva is in. Oh, they tried to run a nice play, and the pass was just too low. They had Ojale screening the back of the center man, Silva, so that Brown could go behind. Oh, what a step through there from Goran Dragic. And that's just great recognition of what Grant Williams is going to try to do. Grant Williams is not going to necessarily try to block your shot, but he loves to jump up with that verticality, so he gets him in the air and steps through. Hayward eluding Dragic on the baseline. And I mean, I really think, Danny, it's clear to me that Boston, they might have even looked at some film, because they are attacking on the baseline so much more than they were in the first half. That's really, Brad Stevens makes great adjustments as a coach. Good job by Walker staying on Dragic in the corner. Ojale, as Dragic got him in the air but couldn't draw the foul. Now Dragic driving on him, creating the space. Good defense, but Silva rebounds. Here's Robinson. Picks up his dribble. Nice pass to Dragic. Into the corner. It's Jones Jr., and he drains the corner three.
That
1
cuts
point
them-
game.
Yeah.
3 points away from Stroutman making his money. Here's Jaylen Brown. Tries to attack Jones. Doesn't get anywhere. And then he throws it away. Butler. But it's recovered by Kemba Walker. Trying to put Jones Jr. in the mix. Into the lane. Brown eluding Butler. Gets it off. First miss from that spot. But Ojale with one of the uglier floaters in recent NBA history for the bucket.
And nobody really just got Ojale there. The Heat had the advantage on the boards, but just didn't get anybody on the ball or anybody on.
Yeah, it's tough when you're in the zone. Your block out assignments can be a little more difficult.
Yeah.
Here's Robinson. A little short. They were lucky there. Excellent box out by Williams on Silva. Transition drag screen. They don't want to switch that with Walker. That's what leaves them wide open for the three, but he misses. They do not want Duncan Robinson guarding Kemba Walker. Williams switches on to Dragic. Now Butler trying to size up Hayward. Gets Ojale. Now they swing it to Dragic. His three is off. Jaylen Brown. Oh, he saved it right to Silva. Stripped. Silva going back up. And he's hacked by Hayward.
And that we just saw there the advantage of having Ojale on Silva, where they tried to get the switch, and Ojale guarding Jimmy Butler is just as good as the base assignment.
Yeah,
Maybe
it is.
even better.
Yeah, Silva, still the effort level impressive there.
Absolutely.
One of the few times that saving it under the rim actually doesn't work. He threw it right to Silva.
Well, weren't there like 3 times in the same game where that happened, like yesterday or a couple days ago?
And I'm always like, okay, these aren't like, yeah, okay, if you're 8 years old and you save it under your own rim, yeah, there's a pretty good chance you're just going to throw it to the wrong guy. Like NBA players usually have a little more court awareness than that. They can make sure it's going to go to the right place.
Speaking of court awareness, Deion Waiters is back. and we'll see what kind of shots he takes.
Yeah, Jaylen Brown gets a break. He's played 29 minutes already. 4 assists as well. Another part of his game that has grown, the passing. Celtics are going to try for the 2-for-1 here. They'll run it down maybe about 10 seconds or so from now before they start. Now they've got Robinson on Walker in the zone. Swing it. Hayward attacks. That's such a great play by Jones Jr., but he couldn't do it without fouling. He was all the way over on the other side of the floor. They tried to swing it and have Hayward attack that gap, and Jones just couldn't quite get back there in time. That was a great job by Hayward. That might have even been another set play where he's just attacking on the move. That was more of a Utah type of attack. And the Celtics teach that too, where to start your drive before you've even received the ball. And against the zone, that actually works really well. The first guy I ever saw do that was Pete Michael. I remember his name. He played for Cincinnati in college, and then he spent a lot of time in Europe at an illustrious career. I think he played for FC Barcelona for a long time too. But he used to do that all the time whenever they're playing zone against Cincinnati. So might see a 2-for-1 here for Miami. Hand off to Dragic. They blow it up. They're not going to get to the 2-for-1. Great defense. Deion Waiters looking to attack Wanamaker. Oh, he broke his ankles and drains the 3 on him. Man, that was a beautiful hesitation pull-up from Waiters. Wanamaker almost completely lost his balance. 2-second differential. Walker dribbling it out. They want Grant Williams to try and engage behind Dragic. Now this will be a 3 from Walker. Misses. Williams with the rebound. There's time for Wanamaker. Yes!
And that's why you go early. Though they went a little super early.
Jones will have to pull it from the American Airlines logo. And 4-point Boston advantage as we go into the third quarter. Very impressive job by Boston. They struggled so badly against that zone. They did a much better job here, despite the fact that they are 3 of their last 21 from 3. Oh, no, I'm sorry. They are 3 of their last 18 from 3. No, that's wrong. 3 of their last 16. They were 6-11 after the first quarter. I can't do math at all.
That's all right. And yeah, and both teams really struggling from beyond the arc. Miami 7 of 29. I talked in the kind of the pregame part about how they've had this extraordinary shooting overall this year. That has not been true in this game.
Do I regret saying the Raptors would be lucky to win a playoff series? What was the context of that? Was that like before the season?
You were higher on the Raptors than I was.
Yeah, but I thought that they... Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think they're... It really depends on the matchup. So, I mean, lucky to win a playoff series, I mean, that implies like substantially below 50% odds. And no, I wouldn't put it at that point unless they're... I think if they play Philly, I would consider them underdogs in that series. Is Ethan Sherwood-Strauss on the Golden State payroll? No, I can assure you, that is not the case, as you will see when his book comes out.
No spoilers.
Nick Batum is a last case option for a contender needing a shooting guard. He's only 31. Yeah, but he plays like he's 35.
He's a pretty washed 31.
Yeah, and he also makes $25 million. So it's just, again, we've talked about this a lot of there aren't that many bad contracts on good teams that go into next year to where you might want to say, oh, someone like Waiters or even Batum who at least can play a little bit, which I'm not even sure if Batum can at this point. But would be better than, your Mozgov type of guys. That's why we saw a lot of movement these last couple of years, because you just had these completely dead contracts where there just aren't that many of those that go beyond this year.
You can't even trade Mozgov and Biyombo for each other anymore.
Is it crazy that I would rather have Hayward over Butler? I can see where you're going from with the what we were talking about earlier. of Butler not being that great of a shooter, so he's a difficult fit. And there might be some teams you'd prefer Hayward, but no, I think Butler overall defensively is better and just stronger getting to the foul line, better pick and roll player.
And both of them are going to be complementary offense. I mean, Butler can shoulder the burden when you need him to better than Hayward can. So yeah, I'd rather have Butler on almost every team. Maybe not every team, but pretty much.
I should be back here momentarily. We can lock in once more on the game. If they start showing it here. We're got a muted Eric Spolstra that we're looking at right now.
Oh, just because I just remembered about it. Patreon.com/Duncan LaRue. Great way to support us.
Yeah, we got to do more to promote that now that we got the sponsorship.
Yeah, and we'll be doing a subscriber-only piece of content in the next few days. We're figuring out exactly what that's going to be.
And we'll tweet out the or post the mock trade deadline results. Here's Braun. Oh, and Adebayo just never moved. I don't know if did Grant Williams hold him? Oh yeah, he did a little bit, but Adebayo's got to move more forcefully there. I don't know why he never came over. Pick and roll, Waiters going at Wanamaker. Wrong puts him again. Oh, what a block from Williams. Saved by Ojale, pushing it ahead to Wanamaker. Now he's got Braun confronting the lane. Instead goes at Hero, rejected by Adebayo, and we're going back the other way. Waiters slows it up. Dragic has Ojale. They'll switch that, and they want the screen roll with Williams involved. They'll switch that too. Try to get Bam on the roll. Williams with another great deflection. 3-on-2. Walker at Waiters. Fights it up. Can't get it. And jump ball is going to be called here between Wanamaker and Jones. Jones might win this one.
Slight favorite. But with the way jump balls are thrown, not a guarantee. And yeah, we've seen some really nice defensive plays in the last couple minutes. Deflected passes that were a little bit loose, and then that block by Bam.
Yeah, Wanamaker, I think, was trying to draw the foul. And Jones does indeed win the tip.
Yeah, his elbow was about at Wanamaker's hand.
Nice job by Ojale. Great communication. Switching on to Waiters. Tries to draw the foul, and he will get it. I hate that call, though. He's not out of control.
Yeah, just making a no call.
Yeah. He's not going anywhere. He got the arm up a little bit. Okay, but that wasn't the ref that called it, though. She couldn't see that.
Also, Sebi Ojale hitting the ground almost has to be a flop because nobody can knock him over.
Yeah, the brick shit house. Double team on Walker. Nice incisive pass to Williams, but he doesn't really have the attack in him. Here's Brown trying to put Waiters in the mix. He'll go to the line.
And Waiters is going insane. Yeah, that looked like a foul.
Yeah, he didn't like the last call, and now
I was when I saw the replay of that, I was a little bit more on Waiters' side. It looked like Brown anticipated contact, but I didn't get a great look at it. Are they challenging it? Challenge it? No.
Challenge. All right, I can't say it with my usual vehemence because I got the cat on me. Don't want to scare her away. Brown has markedly improved his free throw shooting this year, though not in evidence on that miss.
Nice jinx, Nate. And he's at 23 points for the game, tied again with Gordon Hayward for the game lead.
Yeah. Grant Williams does a pretty good job of moving his feet. But there you see the one downside for him is his short arms, and that's a couple of times Dragic has been able to time him up. 5-point lead. Walker, they double team him again. Brown, forced onto the baseline by Waiters. Wanamaker, quick release up top. Wanamaker.
And that's a nice read by Jaylen Brown. Drive into the teeth of defense. There wasn't much of an angle and just hits Wanamaker right in the shooting pocket.
Yeah, and so they're in the zone. They're double teaming Walker on these pick and rolls, and he's made nice passes here these last couple of times. Hero floats off. Rebound by Grant Williams, who's, as mentioned, has been solid here in this stint. They get it to Walker off the screen. Did not take the three. Now Brown on the drive against Waiters. Back out Walker on the move. His three is short. Boston close to taking control here. Here's a lefty drive by Dragic. Into Williams, fouls him. Yeah, so that's 3 times Dragic has tried Williams, and he's gotten good stuff all 3 times.
Look at that. The Wizards have cut the margin to 13 points, 117-104 at the start of the fourth quarter. How many? So wait, so Milwaukee, what they scored like? So that was a 41-29 third quarter for the Wizards. I'm strangely enthralled.
Not enough to actually watch it, of course.
Oh no.
But
enthralled nonetheless. So Dragic, I've really liked his play overall this year, and we've seen it with a few different guys that recovering from injuries takes a long time, and guys return it below 100%, and you just kind of need to calibrate a little bit. Or play it below 100% like Danny Green 2 years ago.
Well, and it's tough to know whether they're ever going to get it back for some of these guys, especially at Dragic's age. Nice job by Hero switching on to Brown. Brown with the jab step, rebound Williams. Wanamaker looked for Brown, couldn't find him. Now he wants a screen. Williams slips it. Floater is off. Williams rebounds. I don't know what was going on there. I think Dragic just tried to tip it away from behind. That was a poor play to just take himself totally out of it, and that led to the penetration in the Williams bucket.
But we should take some time to talk about bookies.com. It is still a new year and time to get real about betting and winning in the NBA. And with bookies.com, you can go to bookies.com/NBA and you can get great information, whether that's Stratman's picks, which you can get there, or just figuring out which place has the best version of the line that you're looking for. And that can make a really big difference. They're not always uniform, and so you can get information. Information is something that's very valuable to both of us.
Yeah, bookies.com/NBA. They're also taking some of our content and repurposing it for a bettor's eye. You can get the best NBA odds comparisons, picks, and strategy at bookies.com. Also, you can click through for the best sign-up deals at bookies.com/NBA, latest NBA live odds, and, of course, the expert picks. See if online sports betting is legal in your state. Should be soon if it's not already. If you're over 21, go to bookies.com/NBA or follow them at bookies on Twitter. We appreciate their support for this program. I mean, this is not the normal type of thing that gets sponsored. It's new media, sure. And so we appreciate them going out on a limb for us and hope that you will support them as well.
Which Celtics 5-man lineup do you think will play the most together in playoff games?
Probably their starters.
I think it's going to be I think it's going to be their starting 5.
Yeah.
But they'll go to some interesting lineups with Marcus Smart involved as well. But overall, I think it's going to be that 5.
Basketball books that were asked about. My Losing Season by Pat Conroy, who might be my favorite author actually, is just an amazing book. I mean, it's not really about NBA or history. It's just, his senior year at the Citadel, but it really captures the poetry of the game a lot. I love that book.
Breaks of the Game is a classic.
Sure.
And that was such a fascinating Trailblazers team that I really like that. I remember one of the early things for me getting into kind of analytics was basketball on paper. Getting a sense of all that. And I mean, there's a lot of really great writing, and thankfully now it's becoming easier for people to write books, and it's great.
Yeah, Loose Balls. That was the one that I was going to mention too. I mean, some of those stories are just absolutely fascinating. Some of those old players who deserve a lot of recognition. That was fantastic. Trying to think what else comes to mind. Heaven is a Playground is great. By Rick Tellender. 7 Seconds or Less is fantastic.
Oh yeah, that's a great one.
This is in a really old one. It's called Unfinished Business. It's I don't know if it's even available for Kindle anymore, but it's by Jack McCallum about the 1991 Celtics. All right, we're back here, kind of, with this terrible camera angle. Hero on the drive into 3 guys, and he stopped, lost it out of bounds, and will go the other way. So Boston's 8-point lead. They're looking to add to that.
And we talk about this sometimes with young guys. Hero's had some really nice games, but then tonight, 6 points, 3 of 13 from the field, missed all 4 of his threes. You know, you have nights like that too.
No, and that's really like when people think about rookies, and it's like, okay, this guy's having like an unbelievable year, as that's a great pass from Smart.
And a really nice head fake by Grant Williams to get Bam in the air.
He does a lot of head fakes because he's not going to sky over you, that's for sure.
Yeah, Grant Williams' offensive game is reminiscent of somebody significantly older than he is.
Yeah, a 4th personal now on Adebayo. And Grant Williams, 22nd pick out of Tennessee, drew comparisons to Jared Dudley. Has not proved to be that level of shooter, but I think provides more as a defender maybe than Dudley. Really as more of a big. I mean, Dudley when he was younger was even would be more of a perimeter stopper, but I mean I shouldn't say stopper. Maybe container would be more accurate there. Second free throw miss, 89-80. And Miami's going to have to start making some headway here. Duncan Robinson is back as well. Pick and roll, Dragic and Adebayo. Stop and start, goes into Williams, draws yet another foul on Grant Williams. And Grant just has not been able to time up Dragic. If I may provide him with a little bit of advice, what I would say is Dragic is going to slow down. Don't jump. Just get your chest on him and make him shoot an off-balance shot with your strength. Don't go for any fakes. Don't try and block it because your arms are too short. So if he goes into you, just lean on him legally with your chest and try and force him into an off-balance shot.
Yeah, that's some very good advice. Dragic for the game right now, 15 points, 4 of 11 from the field, 1 for 4 from 3, and now 7 of 8 from the free throw line.
Yeah, only 1 out of 2 there, unfortunately. Heat still with the zone. They get it into the middle to Williams. Back out Smart. He'll swing it. Wanamaker is 2 for 2 from 3. 3-pointer from Smart is in. Marcus Smart, second 3-pointer of the game. He's 2 of 7 now.
Yeah, he's 2 of 7. Kemba 2 of 11.
From 3?
Yeah.
Wow, I don't even remember him taking 11 threes. Good denial by Wanamaker, forcing Butler out on the floor. When you're smaller, every little bit you can do to waste time helps. Butler going into Williams, and that call I don't think I agreed with. Let's see. Yeah, I mean, is he going to call it? Brad Stevens is asking, challenge, 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 do it, challenge. He's
He also has 4 timeouts left.
Yeah, I mean, I think you want to maybe you're up by 11 here. You might want to just save it. But no, they can do it. Are they doing it? Is it happening? Oh, we have to wait until after the commercial. Oh man, I think he's
life is a mystery.
He's gonna lose it, I think, just because what?
Somebody's currently reading Unfinished Business on digital. Nice.
Oh, nice. Yeah. Okay. So it wasn't available years ago when I read it on digital, but I'm glad you're able to find it there. Yeah, that was maybe they just re-release. It's not hard to re-release this stuff on digital. So.
From Bricklayer Joe, can we talk more about Zion's recovery and score after the Pirtle block? Who has that kind of quickness? Where else on the floor can we see it manifest? That was crazy. Like, that was the play. I talked about this a little bit with Seth when we did the show, and you and I talked about it a little bit. That there are very few guys that can get from point A to point B in those kind of small spaces like Zion can. That's useful on rebounding. He has this crazy jump stop, and I'm really interested in some of that quick twitch stuff with him. I think it can help on the glass, and a big one if he can do it well is as a help and recovery guy. And I've been higher on his defensive potential than some, and I think that's part of why.
Feasible for the Bucks to get Bertans from Washington for DiVincenzo, Bender, and Indiana's first.
I mean, in
Well,
terms of an asset return, that's more than
yeah, I
enough.
mean, I think if you're Washington, you should really be thinking about it that because he's a free agent. Like he could leave,
Just like
and you
Trevor
got
Ariza did.
yeah. So, um,
Well, and also like Bertans, this is something when we did the Southeast preview I talked about. It's not like Bertans has the role of a lifetime in Washington. Like he comes off the bench on a team that
yeah,
sucks.
like Rui and Troy Braun are probably
Yeah.
bigger parts of their plans.
So I think and Tommy Shepard is not Ernie Grunfeld.
To me, it's more of a question of would you give up that much?
Exactly. Like
Well, and so if you're doing that, you're really saying we're going to re-sign this guy, is what you're saying.
yeah, and to me, if the Bucks are
And he'll have a
the teams
shitload
that's
of
trading
leverage.
for Davis Bertans, they probably might as well just use Ersan in the trade because you can't really play both those guys. Maybe you could say have both of them in the rotation, but remember, Milwaukee's not starting both of them or starting either of them. So I don't know. I don't know that they need both, and because they make some more money, that's why I say that.
Ooh, do you think they'll have the challenge next season? I think they should. But it seems like everyone's complaining about it constantly, so I don't know. I mean, that's why you do an experiment. I mean, I think it's if anything, I think more plays should probably get overturned.
Can they just there's so many things that need to be not that they're mutually exclusive that need to be fixed. It's like fix the intentional fouling to stop fast breaks and all that kind of stuff, and then it's like the challenge won't be as much of a stoppage then. Won't matter as much. I mean, and not even like fix the charge or anything like that.
All right, call overturned, Danny. It has been overturned. See, I think he actually jumped into him. That's a foul to me.
Yeah,
He's
what?
jumping forward.
How did they overturn that? Oh wait, no, they what?
Okay.
What?
Oh no! All right, they had the wrong thing in the play-by-play.
Oh.
That's where I was getting that from, and then no, replay supports the call. Okay, good.
Okay, yeah.
I apoplectic reaction withdrawn. Favorite stop during the summer road trip? Man, I mean, there's like 5 of them that I would be like hard pressed to choose between. Montreal was great. Toronto was great. I didn't get to spend enough time there. Banff and Lake Louise and Canadian Glacier National Park. Oh, wow, that was a terrible flub by Brown. All right, yeah, I got to stop. We'll get back to that after this action. Hopefully you guys could do without my call of that Jaylen Brown losing the ball out of bounds. Celtics have had that's twice that Jaylen Brown has had a just atrocious turnover on an ATO, and now Brown loses Butler. Daniel Tice did not react off that tight curl screen. Yeah, Tice was just never even moved. That's all Daniel Tice right there. Now Brad Stevens is yelling at Tice of where to go. He wants to run the same play again. Hayward closed down by Waiters. Nice post up by Brown, but he couldn't control. They've still got time. He's got to attack Duncan Robinson. Weak side, intercepted once more. Butler going at Brown, and they give him the bullshit call. They're going to call it on the floor, though.
Challenge it. They can't.
Yeah. Yeah, and Brown's got the forearm on him.
Yeah, it's the right
That's
call.
the right call. Yeah, but that's if you see the replay there, that's all Daniel Tice. Because Jaylen Brown is supposed to be in a lock and trail there. So Tice has to help him on that crawl. That's a really nice play call, though, by Spoelstra. And good recognition by Butler to say he's behind me, so I'm going to curl into the lane.
I'm hopeful that we're actually going to get to do a close game.
Yeah, maybe he'll get a little closer than this. Smart now guarding Dragic. Backs off of him. They're trying to run a similar action again as last time. Instead, it's Butler going into Smart. Tice clobbers him. Oh, man. Yeah, it's a couple of times now. Tice just hasn't reacted on these plays. And they did a little bit better job of switching that. They knew what play was coming. And I think, like, Tice, he doesn't necessarily need to clobber him here.
Yeah, he committed again early before Butler was locked into the jump shot.
Yeah, a lot of pump fakes in this game.
A lot of pump fakes.
But you see the way Butler, it's getting to the free throw line on these kind of little trick plays, and he's moving off the ball. Like, he's not doing anything in this game tonight that it's like, oh, this is unstoppable for a really good defense.
Mm-hmm.
And I think overall that's been the case. Like, his ISO game they haven't gone to it as much, but it hasn't been as effective as in past years. His finishing at the rim, that was a great tip out by him. I mean, he still does a lot of little things that are really helpful. As Waiters takes his three, misses it. Adebayo trying to track it down, but a good job tipping it away by Walker. Now it's Jaylen Brown. Can he turn it over for a third straight time? No, he just goes right at Dragic and lays it in.
And Dragic moving a little more slowly after backing into the stanchion.
Here's Waiters on the drive. Stop by
Marcus
Smart. What a play. Now Smart can push it up 5-on-5, but they got him in flux. Smart trying to get Tice to Walker, and they want to have Walker go at Dragic and pick and roll. Double team, swing it. Brown shakes up from the corner, misses. That's the right pass, though. Now they switch Brown onto Waiters. Butler swinging it to Dragic. Wow, Smart just chucking Butler. Wouldn't even let him get in position for the screen. And now are they going to get a hold on Walker here as the Butler tried to post up? No, they're going to say
Marcus Smart's left hand.
Yeah, the two fouls were committed simultaneously by two guys there.
And so 5.5 minutes to go, say about 11 possessions each way, depending on if it gets extended by intentional fouling, and Miami down 8 before these free throws. So this will give them a little bit more breathing room, but they have to they have to press this advantage. I mean, they have to create an advantage in these minutes. And Dragic makes both. Now he is, I believe, 9 of 10 from the free throw line in this game.
Yeah, the foul line keeping Miami in it. Tice sets the screen for Hayward. Now they screen for Walker. His three over Waiters. Oh, man, that is a critical mental mistake. And Goran Dragic lets Waiters know about it. No reason not to just step up and switch there. Why is he 8 feet off of him? And Spo's going to get a timeout. I'm going to guess that Dion Waiters will not be in this basketball game when we come back.
That seems like a fair prediction.
Catch up to what we were talking about before. I mean, so it's probably between Vancouver, Banff and Lake Louise, Toronto, and Montreal. I mean, I had just like unbelievable time in like southern Utah as well, which I love. Like the State Highway 12, if you're ever in Utah, drive that through the Grand Staircase Escalante National Monument. Are you liking the new Picard? Just watching episode 1, it's super weird. I haven't watched it yet. I'm kind of protesting that I have to sign up for some new service to watch it. That's the only way. Kind of annoyed by that.
Wait, what the hell happened in the third quarter of Suns Mavs? 33-12 for the Suns. Holy crap! Because I saw it was close, and then all of a sudden it's like over. Wow.
Yeah, and that's 33-12 in 7 minutes.
Yeah. Or less.
DeAndre Ayton has 25 points on 10 of 11.
And Washington cut it all the way down to 6. Now it's back up to 9 for the Bucks, and now up to 9 for the Bucks with 5 minutes to go.
Yeah, and Memphis looks like they're going to take care of Denver. They lead by 7 with 50.1 remaining. Back to this game. See what they've got here. Butler at the right elbow, going to attack one-on-one against Hayward, goes to the fader, misses it. Yeah, I mean, that's, Gordon Hayward has not been the same defensive players in Utah. We alluded to that with the question earlier. And, Jimmy Butler, that's like, is that some great shot against Gordon Hayward? I mean, to be clear, Butler's been worth every ounce of his contract so far this year, but just as the number one option in the playoffs, I have some questions. And Duncan Robinson, they again really are trying to avoid getting him switched on to Walker, and the Celtics have really gotten good actions out of targeting him in pick and roll pretty much every time. Walker going at Dragic. Great defense by Dragic to cut him off. Now Dragic slows down, draws the foul,
Yeah,
and scores. Goran Dragic, man, I mean, he can't jump anymore to save his life, but he still just has such a beautiful knack for finishing. And we've seen it really time and again in this game where he's gotten into the lane and managed to score over bigger players.
And if Dragic makes this free throw, the Heat will be +1 in his minutes despite trailing in the game by 6 now.
Yeah, Boston, the foul line here has just been a major issue. 26 of 31 for the Heat, but they've counteracted that with 7 of 30 3-point shooting. Boston 12 of 33. Screen with Robinson again. This time they're going to switch it. They're okay with him on Hayward, not Walker. Hayward attacks him, slows down. Oh, I thought he traveled, but he did not. What deceleration that was. I want to see that again and see if he actually did travel or not. Yeah, I think he might have. Smart forcing Butler towards the baseline. Gives it to Adebayo. Screen out of the corner. Waiters still is in the game. My prediction there was wrong. And Dragic misses the 3, though. 8-point game. Boston will probably start to ice it out a little bit here in terms of the amount of time. Hayward now gets Robinson involved on the screen. They get the switch they want. Hayward's going to go at him. They're switching everything. Hayward going at Robinson, and he's fouled. Gordon Hayward getting good stuff on Duncan Robinson here, and the Heat did not want to switch with Robinson and Walker. They are switching with Hayward, and Hayward is beating him up.
Something I wanted to look up is, and this is the benefit of having different places to go. Miami is credited with only 12 fast break points with 11 steals. And I'm like, wow, have they been that inefficient in transition? And Clean the Glass says no. They've had a 133 offensive rating in transition. So I think it's just a classification issue.
Yeah. So Hayward, a second free throw. This could really put Miami into difficulty. Trailing by 10 with 3:36 remaining. So call it 7 or 8 possessions left here for Miami without committing fouls or crazy turnovers by Boston. Adebayo, he's been quiet since that flurry in the third. They'll switch Smart on to Butler. They try to bring Robinson off the screen, weak side, and he drains it. He beat Walker. That's that old Golden State play. Again, they disguise the action, get it into the post, and it's very difficult to deal with a screener bringing a shooter to the near side out of the post. Here's Hayward, pulls up. They don't switch that time.
Early shot, though.
Yeah, it is. That'll be something to watch. Heat, pretty deliberate here. Nice. I mean, that's just seamless switching by Boston on that slip by Robinson. Dragic into the lane. Hayward all over him. Tries to create space. Man,
Hayward was sitting on Dragic's left hand, and it didn't matter.
I mean, yeah, Goran Dragic, like, he's just... It's like he drives in there, he posts up, and he doesn't have a dribble 2 feet away from the basket and scores. Robinson, that time they don't switch it. Smart attacking Robinson now. He goes into the lane. Tough floater. That's not who they really need attacking Robinson. Adebayo snaking his way down floor. Miami can cut it to 3 here if they can score on a third consecutive possession. Dragic back to Waiters. He feels it. He's open. Short. Oh, that could have been huge. Nice box out by Tice. And this is they did not take any timeouts here. Both teams are trying to save their timeouts. They're going to be really tired by the first stoppage, which is probably going to come under a minute here. Smart. Not a good shot. Goes in. Wow.
The difference between that Waiter shot and that Smart shot.
Yeah, I mean, that Waiter shot is a much better look to me.
Yeah.
By arguably a better shooter. 8-point game again now. Wow, Jaylen Brown just stones Butler, now forcing him towards the baseline. Goes into Tice, has to float it up and scores. That's the scheme, though. They'll take that shot.
I think you'll accept that.
Yeah, I mean, you're not going to lose on 3 more of those, most likely. Now Walker will run the time down. They want to involve Robinson again. Walker wrong footing Butler into the lane. Adebayo with a stop, but another foul on Robinson. He's been a big liability here.
Yeah, and you know, this is a reminder. We've done a few Celtics games where they've looked outclassed by the competition. This is, I think, what that can look like for the Heat.
Yeah, and now they're missing some guys as well.
And they've missed a bunch of threes. I mean,
Yeah,
they're eight.
yeah. I mean,
Miami's 8 of 33. If they're making a third of their threes, this looks a lot better for them.
well, and also I think the zone, what they did in the second quarter with the zone is something that's probably not sustainable against this Boston team.
I think that's fair.
I mean, that quarter is what has really kept them in it more.
Yeah. And sure, if they have Kendrick Nunn, then they can get some more reliable offense.
And Butler, is not. You might argue that Boston doesn't have that one guy who stops the biggest wings, but Butler isn't really in that category anymore.
Yeah. And Boston sure has definitely missed Jason Tatum as well. So there are notable absences on both sides.
Yeah, that's a great point. I mean, Boston is probably more injured. They're missing Enes Kanter too.
Yeah.
Butler posting up on Walker into the lane. Williams helps. Stripped by
Marcus
Smart. He apparated once more. Now Walker wants to go get it. Boston can run it down another 15 seconds here, and now they're just going to switch. They go at Hero this time, who replaced... Oh, no, Robinson is actually in as well as Hero. And Kemba Walker is going to size him up. They fake the screen. Walker pulling up over Hero. Short. Smart. Oh, what hang time to tip that away. And Boston's going to take this one. They don't foul Brown to Hayward. They can just hold on to it here. And finally, they commit the foul with 4.1. What's the point of that? They had 4 seconds left on the shot clock. Just let him go at that point. He reached in.
That might have been a frustration foul from Mr. Adebayo.
I mean, it looked like a clear take foul to me, but...
Yeah. But we can tell you, if you thank you so much for watching this. We will be back a week from today. We are doing, for the next NBA cast, we'll be doing Milwaukee at New Orleans. Our first Zion game for the live show. Very excited about that. And then we will be back next week on Thursday on the NBA's Twitch channel for Bucks hosting the Sixers. That will be very exciting as well. And patreon.com/Duncan LaRue. Great way to support this. Of course, bookies.com/NBA as well. And Dunked On, we're doing the mock trade deadline. Is continuing.
Should be out in about an hour and a half here. So I think we're done here with this. A 9-point game. This isn't the Wolves or the Kings playing. So thanks so much for joining us, and we will be back in a week, as Danny said. Talk to you all then.